In this video, we're going to be talking about the mid-segment of a trapezoid. And so we did something similar with this with triangles. We found the mid-segment of a triangle. Well, we also have a certain formula to find the length of the mid-segment of a trapezoid. So first, the mid-segment of a trapezoid, that is the segment whose endpoints are the midpoints of the legs. And so I see here's an example of a mid-segment. It is going right in the middle of my trapezoid, and I see it's at the midpoint because it's cutting my legs in half. And so the trapezoid mid-segment theorem tells us that the mid-segment is parallel to each base, and the length of the mid-segment is the average of the bases. So in other words, the length of the mid-segment is half of the sum of base 1 plus base 2. So if I was looking at this image right here, my mid-segment xy would be equal to 1/2 of my base 1, which is BC, plus base 2, which is AD. Another way you can think about this is it's BC plus AD divided by 2. So let's go through some examples. So for this first one, I want to find EF. And so I know from my formula that EF, my mid-segment, is going to equal to AD plus BC divided by 2. And now I'm going to plug in all the information I know. So I know AD is 13.5 plus BC, which is 8 over 2. 13.5 plus 8, I get 21.5. And so when I simplify this out, 21.5, I get that EF is equal to 10.75. Okay, now let's try another one. This one, I want to find one of the bases. I want to find EH. So I'm going to first start off with my formula. So I know my mid-segment, which here is XY, is equal to my base 1, which is FG, plus base 2, which is EH, all divided by 2. Now I'm going to plug in information I know. So I know that XY is 16.5. FG is 25. I don't know EH. And then divided by 2. Now I need to solve this for EH. And so the first step that I like to do is I like to go ahead and multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of my fraction. And so when I do that, I get 33 is equal to 25 plus EH. And then I'll subtract both sides by 25. And so I get that EH is equal to 8. Okay, now these next two are going to be a little bit harder, and now I have some variables in there. And for this first one, I want to find the value of x. And so again, I know my mid-segment is going to be equal to half of my bases added together. So my mid-segment here is 3x plus 2. And so I have 3x plus 2 is equal to my base 1, 14, plus my base 2, 24, divided by 2. And then now I'm going to go ahead and simplify this out. And so I see that my right-hand side is all just numbers, so I can go ahead and simplify that out first. 14 plus 24, I get 38 divided by 2. And then 38 divided by 2, I get 19. And now I can go ahead and solve this. So subtract 2 from both sides. and then divide by 3. And I get that x is equal to 17/3. Okay, let's try one last one. So here I want to find the value of x. My first step is to set up my formula. So I know my mid-segment here, which is 5x minus 2, is equal to my base 1, 17, plus my base 2, 4x plus 7, divided by 2. So now here I do have an x on both sides, so I want to go ahead and get rid of this fraction first by multiplying both sides by 2. And now I need to be careful when I'm multiplying the left-hand side by 2. I need to make sure I am multiplying the entire thing by 2. And so that means that my 2 needs to be multiplied with this 5x and with this minus 2. And so when I do that, I get 10x minus 4 is equal to 17 plus 4x plus 7. And now I can go ahead and simplify this out. So 17 plus 7, I get 24. Subtract 4x from both sides. Add 4 to both sides. And then divide both sides by 6. And when I simplify out that fraction, I get that x is equal to 14/3.